week in Tier 3.
Hopefully
Did a
not
bit
much.
cleaner last week.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be less than we've had before, but you never know with Tier 3, especially with a few new drivers we've got. I think we've got a new Ferrari driver, King Wolves, and a
Mr. Magusi.
and Mr. Magusi 88 in the Renault this week. So let's hope these two are used to Carnage, because at the moment Tier 3 seems to be the resident tier for that. But let's hope for today's race we can keep it clean and put on a good spectacle for you guys watching.
Hopefully, but on to qualifying for the time being. Any early predictions for pole times, or nothing yet? Have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think, like I said to you before, Callum, I think I'll have to wait and see a bit, because I don't want to predict a time and be way off, because clearly I don't want to disrespect the drivers, but I want to make it a bit less of a prediction game for those watching, so it's when someone comes at the last 2 minutes and gets pole, then I think it'll be more of a adrenaline rush rather than us just saying a 120.75, which is my prediction, by the way, which I said I wouldn't give, but I just gave it.
I'm gonna be ambitious and say a mid 120, but let's see if the drivers can match that.
What does Chris think?
I think a few people are going to buckle under the pressure, and I think they're going to be struggling to get into the 20s.
No.
Even though some of them have been getting in there.
Especially in validations.
Mid-20s during the week.
Yep, I don't think it's going to be a surprise if we see a few crashes in quali as well. Being on the limit on this track, you've really got to push the curves, push the exits, and I guess in my mind I'm going to guess turn 9, but it's very overcast right now. The really far chicane midway through the lap, if you're pushing it through there, it's so easy to run wide. And not only lose a load of time, but lose your wheels as well. But let's hope no one does that, because that would ruin their qualifying. I wonder who's going to be the first eager beaver out on track. Everyone seems to be taking their time this week.
Oh, there's JLI in the bottom right.
Yeah.
And Tom.
His teammate. Yeah.
I think there's movement in the Ferrari garage.
Oh, there, and the Red Bull Renault. I think that's Haas as well, AlphaTauri. You've got quite a few cars all coming out at once here. This is sort of not what you want if you're one of these cars. You sort of either want to go out straight away or not go out at all in the first minute, because you look at these drivers, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 9 there now.
I mean,
all
I'm just on the
track,
broadcast cam of Tompa, and there's a lot. That's the kind of end of the main train, but I imagine the likes of who is that at the front of this train? I think it's Critical Divide.
It's Critical Divide.
I imagine
FTR Alice is slowing down and stopping on track, letting everyone else on the outlap pass. And he's hit someone. FTR Tom has driven into him. What a great start to the qualifying session for our Tier 3
chaos
drivers.
has ensued in less than 2 minutes. That's the
not what you want to see.
No, and both drivers have broken their front wing from that, so both FTR Ellis and FTR Tom will be in the pits this lap to change that.
If we can get a wing counter somewhere on screen, that'd be lovely, or someone in chat could keep count.
Yeah, we're up to 2
see
right
how
now,
heavily
so
we're in debt. So
someone notes that down. We'll get back to
it
it and see what we're up
does look
to.
a bit sunny just coming through turn 11, so I don't think there's any threat of rain. Touch wood.
No, I think that is the case this track. Every time you get to the last sector, you get the sun, but as soon as you get back in sector 1, it gets dark again. But I think we're going to be safe with no rain. But if you look on the screen, that's what 80% of all the drivers out on an outlap right now. And if you look at the third sector, there's FTR Tom is right up the back. Well, sorry, it's FTR Tom right at the back of Thomba, but I think Tom Proven. I think Tom's going to come into the pits though. But you've got at least 5 cars that are all spaced within a second of each other.
Critical Device somehow got away with no invalidation through turn 1. That's a really good line through there if he can put together the rest of this lap. As I'll say that, he runs a little bit wide.
Yeah, a bit of a lock-up as well. I think it was just a bit too late on the brakes for him. Turn 5 here, guys.
The invalidation.
He must either be running. Oh, as Rowan
Rowan
has
is
crashed.
retired,
off.
that's a crash.
Yep,
Will we
that's our
catch
first
it on the
victim.
Williams of Moggs? Just the outside curb is so lethal. It looks like he's crashed a bit further down.
Yeah, I think it's
But-
hit the wall on the right side. Oh no,
Let's
he's
have a
all the way
looky.
down. How has he crashed down here? How has he managed that? If I check the racetrack, I'll see if he actually hit anyone. Oh, no, it doesn't
Terminal
look like
damage, that's it.
it. Yeah. Bit of a weird one there. For the
Unless he's
McLaren
just
driver.
like had like a triple save and then
Yeah,
just
driven
couldn't
straight
catch
back into
it.
the wall. Yeah, that's
Right,
what you want.
the likes of Wangdon and his crew just
Yeah,
coming through sector
Wangdon.
3.
Wangdon will be the first to cross the line for a legit lap, but you've got Divide ahead of him and JLI behind him, but as Wangdon comes around the last corner, he'll be the first to the line, and what's it going to be? A 121.6 for the first time, and I think it's going to be King Wolves next, a 122.7, and I think both of the Mercedes drivers have come back into the pits, so I don't know if they both got, oh, it looks like orange, and I think JLI just invalidated as well.
Mr.
That's why.
Magusi
Next across the line.
on his
That's
debut.
Harris. That's provisional pole for Harris, a 121.5. Racing point of Foxy next to the line. That won't count, he's invalidated. Behind him
Will
is
Mr.
Tosti.
Magusi.
It's a 121.9 for Tosti. And Mr. Magusi in his debut, a 122.8. Still a lot of bunching of cars out on the track right now.
Looks like people are voting Tompa for a poll in chat, so we'll see if
Yeah.
you're right.
All week, over the last few years, there's been quite a lot of hype for Tompa. Very quick driver. He's
Two
one of those
Red
drivers that's
Bulls
borderline
as well.
tier 2 pace, but we'll see if he can translate that into a good qualifying position. Yeah, and as you just said,
Marks.
Callum, the two Red Bull drivers up again, like last week.
Yeah, they always seem to be up there for pole. I think it was a 1-2 of Mexico for them last
Correct.
time out.
It
So-
was. There's a streak around the last run now. Is that Optimus time on our lap it is? He's just starting his lap, so that's not going to impact him too much. As it looks like FTR Tom's about to start his lap 2. Same with the FTR Ellis. As High Rise comes in pits. OAP Foxy, what are you doing? You're about to finish your lap, so let's stay on board with this. You can then run to the line. It's quite a slow lap, I'm not going to lie. It's a 123.1.
A disconnected
happy with that.
vortex is emerged from the pit lane.
Looks like High Rise is discounted too, I think.
Oh, Vortex is disconnected again.
Yeah,
Let's
so
look at the
right.
standings. Wangdon's got a 14-point lead over Tosti. Optimus time invalidated his lap. Ellis very close to FTR Tom again. He just gets right out the way of him.
FTR Tom all on the gravel there.
Yeah, not ideal.
As Ellis comes to the line at 122 dead. There's FTR Tom at his next lap. And High Rise is out on track on mediums. But I lie, actually, he's not out on track, he's in the pit lane. But he's currently got mediums fisted. I wonder if he thinks he can go quicker on mediums. Be interesting to see, as he is going to come out the pit lane here. So, High Rise is obviously thinking he probably can go quicker on mediums. That'd be interesting to see if he can do that.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. There's H2 Cloud currently on an outlap as well. Keep an eye on him. JLI as well. In the Mercedes. Just warming up his tyres there. In the last sector. Optimus Time decided to go for another run, but he's got no ERS.
Obviously, if any of you viewers want to join the league, got some new mentors. If you want to, if you don't think that you're quick enough, I'm sure they'll help you out. We've got 2 of them here commentating in Mr. Bonato and FTR Night. So there's always, we've got 5 tiers open. So if you want to join, then there'll be a spot.
Yeah, not to mention we've got our 2 additional tiers of an F2 league and a realistic car performance league if you'd like to join for that too. That'd definitely be
Vortex and
something we could do.
Wangton. Sorry to interrupt, but Wangton just coming onto his flying lap. I'm going to take a clip of that. Vortex, unfortunately, on the apex as Wangton is coming through, but Optimus time, improving on his time as I'm sure he'll be looking to.
I'm already on board with Vortex here, and it looks like the car, because of its connection, is quite a bit over the place, so it could have played into that as well. Let's hope it wasn't the case though, because
Yeah, it's lagging.
yeah, they're saying going to put more people off as Cloud comes to the line of 22-1. It's on P5. This critical divide goes fastest, prefers into the 120s, at 120.9.
Flying the flag for
Good luck.
Alfa Romeo, currently leading the constructors, I think, on main
Yeah, I think you're right. With, obviously with quite a big help from FTR Chappers, who was in tier 3, now in tier 2. As Ellis comes to the line out the last corner, he's currently 2 turns up. Can he build on that, or can he keep... Oh, he's slowed down completely to the line. I wonder if he thinks he's either going to go again, or put a set of mediums on.
JLI also, while that was happening, jumped up to P3.
Is Vortex just starting his lap? But it says his lap time is currently 4 minutes, and he's just jumped back to the start finish line. I'm not sure what's going on here.
His lap's apparently 5 seconds and he's going into turn 3 for me. And now he's back to turn.
Oh, yeah, this is not good.
Just stay away from that car, to be honest. If I was any of you, he'll teleport all around the track at this rate, so.
Toasty. 21-0. P2. Yeah, Rangdon claims that his lap was ruined in the chat, so again, getting into incidents. They're not always his fault.
Oh no, what is that? FTR is just drove to the wall.
Tom for trying for a 3rd time. By the looks
Ellis,
of it.
what are you doing, mate? Ellis just drives straight onto the corner.
Oh Tom, that's a retirement. That is a slap against the wall. In a very strange place. How has he managed that?
I think he must have just caught traction really awkwardly and it spun him into the wall. That's the only thing I can think of. Really unfortunate for him though. One of those that came into contact there, I think it was FTR Ellis at the start of the session,
Yeah.
and that's obviously hindered his ability to set a lap, so he's going to be starting down the back of Rowan at the moment. It's not what you want to see.
It's 25-6. So it doesn't improve.
A lot of the drivers on their final out lap now, and you'd expect them to be. I imagine there'll be some difference in on pole. Whether that will happen, I'm not sure, but.
Yeah, OAP Fox is just going for another lap now. Chris is currently a 10th up through the first sector. I think he must have made a mistake somewhere because he's currently almost over
He's,
3 seconds
just at the wheel.
behind.
Just at the wheel on the grass there.
Yeah, that's going to slam down a bit. Coming for the second sector split any second now. What's it going to be? Well, he's just under half a tenth down, so I wonder if he's made a massive mistake through the last sector at some point. So he doesn't run out of ERS before the end of the lap.
He's got another car closing in behind him as well.
That'll be
Williams.
Moggs.
Hi, right, just going on to their flies
I
up.
think Moggs is just invalidated on that corner. He was
Shame.
3/10 up, but he's just invalidated. Oh, as Foxy's crashed into the pit lane. And Moggs sort of collected a bit of front wing with him, but that is 3 crashes in qualifying already, ladies and gentlemen. And
I said about that pit lane entrance earlier, didn't I?
Yeah, you
I knew
did.
someone was going to go
Has
there.
anyone been keeping track of front wings? Because I've heard about that, but
Well, I can count my head. It's 2 from Ellis and Tom, 3 from Rowan, 4 from Tom again, and 5 from Foxy. So we're up to actually 6, sorry, because Tomper broke his front wing, I saw. So I think we're at 6 front wings broken.
alright. Get you know that's that.
There's Mr. Magoosey 88, and it's coming around the last corner, so I'm assuming it's his last lap of qualifying.
I'm gonna stick on Wellington as he is just coming out of turn 15 now. Very annoying turn to get right on the traction on the exit. And even more annoying turn 16 as it feels like you can take it flat, but you just can't.
No, you're
Will
right,
he
as he comes to
improve?
the line. He does, by 3.5
Shit.
tenths. Up to P3. Is he going to go for a second lap though? No, he's
JLI
not.
getting into some rally driving. Interestingly enough, Tom hasn't been able to set a lap yet.
Right.
So, whether he'll be able to set one here, I'm not sure.
Well, let's hope he can. He's got Optimus Time
Yes.
right behind him.
Yeah.
Who he says he's done Optimus Time's on an out lap, but he says he's done 3 laps on those tyres already. So I don't know if he's forgotten to change tyres when he's come back into the pits or something.
Yeah, he did 2 runs on his first set of tyres.
That's
so
going
something
to
doesn't mean he's come back
the
on.
to stop or stretching those.
It might change as he comes across the line. No, it doesn't. So he's forgotten to change his tyres. That's not a mistake you want to make.
That does
As
look
he's
quite
spun,
understeering.
Oh, and he just saves it coming out the first corner, but that is pretty much his lap done already. As
Was that-
Maguzi comes to the line, unfortunately it's invalidated, so it's not going to be any quicker.
Who is
Mr.
that who's spun,
Cloud.
sorry?
It's Moggs
No.
getting out of the way of sector 1.
Oh no, Tomper and Vortex, that was close. As Tomper's
Divides up
invalidated.
on his time.
Tomper, that is... I'm
can-
not
he
sure
can
if
still
I'd
get-
qualify at this point.
He can still get to the line and go for another run.
Yeah, but those will be nearly 6, maybe 7 lap old softs when they get to the grid after the formation
Well,
lapping
he
in
would
lap.
have changed. Yeah, well, as long as he's driving slowly now, which I think he is. Yeah, it looks like he sort of is. I think he would be alright, but Divide, he's 3/10 up on his time. Going for the last sector now. And it looks like it's going to beat my prediction for pole. As he comes around the last corner now, making sure not to go wide or too far in. As he gets the DRS on and the run to the line, what's it going to be? A 120.5. So
I
that's
said a
currently
mid
pole by
120.
half a second.
His teammate H2 Cloud also went a pretty solid lap, nailed the 11-12 chicane.
His Optimus times is the 127 dead. And Moggs is about to start his last flying lap.
Will
With Mr.
H2
Magoosey
Cloud
behind him.
improve?
Mr.
think he
Magoosey
will.
improves to P9.
7 tenths up, splits the Red Bulls.
That's a really good time there from H2O Cloud. That's actually quicker than his time trial time by almost half a tenth. So I think he'll be really happy with that.
That is huge for the constructors as well as those the 2 main teams fighting it out in the long run, I reckon.
Oh, it's critical. Oh, Tosti's
Tosti
crashed.
Tosti's retired.
in the pits.
Just in the pits. His
Right.
Divide's actually been
The front
running in
one
the,
counter
in the
can-
gravel. If he's running the gravel on the tyres, he's going to start the race, and that's not something you really want to do, is it?
Tomper on his final lap now.
Divide as well in the gravel again.
Yeah, he's getting out of the way of Moggs, who's currently 3.5 tenths up in the first sector. About to come through the second sector split now, what's it going to be? 5 tenths up.
I think Tom's just going over the mindset here, just set a time, because I reckon it's put him around Ellis and Moggs, but
Well, you never know.
I could be
He comes to the
horribly
line
wrong.
now. What's it going to
oh,
be?
I am horribly wrong.
You are. So what?
Yeah, P3.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Alex.
divides left a session.
Front wing counter, add one.
Vortex crashed on track.
Alright. 7 front wings. I mean, we have got Monaco next week, so any records being set will be absolutely destroyed.
You're right.
I mean, I hate to say it, but there'll be crashes in all tiers. When we get to it in the realistic league, there'll be crashes. It's just
Definitely
Monaco.
Quali's not done.
High rise.
Oh,
High
high
rise takes
rise.
it. Above 20.2. There's still 2 more drivers, I think. It's across the line. Here comes FTR Alice. Can he grab any high positions? I don't think he's just going to be bargaining the pole as he takes the run to the line at 121.3. That's good enough for 7th place. So high rise then blows at the seconds of qualifying. He looks like he's nicked pole position there. So I think Tom was the only one left on the lap, but he's 2 seconds down. So yeah, pole for high rise, followed by critical divide, Toski, Tomper and Wangdong for your top 5.
I wasn't expecting a low 120 time at all in this tier. I mean,
No.
I thought it's not that they don't have the pace; it's the consistency in it for them to actually set that lap in a qualifying session. Just to point out, Ellis's lap is on 7 lap old softs. So,
Yeah, I think he'd be
Maybe.
cutting on lap 1. Lap 1 or lap 2.
by the looks of it, yeah. Plus the formation lap.
No, you're right.
Just gonna take this to the constructors. Red Bull are currently trailing Alfa Romeo by 17 points. So whether they can claw some of those back today, I'm not sure, to be honest. But qualifying, it's evenly matched between the two. I think Mercedes will get in this constructors fight. Obviously, Tompa being quite new, only joining in round 4, and Mercedes have still got 100 plus points, so it could be quite
seems
close
a
to
bit
the top.
disappointed in the chat with his lap, but he's still P4. It's still a decent starting position for this track. It's on the second row. You know, he's got his championship contenders all around him. Let's hope for a nice clean battle between them all.
Will Tosti as well gain on his championship rival Wangdon? Think he was leading last round, but obviously that qualifying ban set him back, and now he's trailing by 14 points behind Wangdon. But
Yeah, it's critical divide, rejoins the session. So we got Ryan comes in the chat, OAP Foxy, what a rookie. A lot of these drivers in this tier are rookies. Predictions for the top 5 commentators. That's a question we've been asked. Alex?
top
Callum,
5, that is.
Yeah, top 5, yeah.
Yeah, I think
That
I've
would just-
got a good guess, but if any of you want to go first.
I'm going to go Tosti Cloud, Tompe, High Rise Wangdon.
In that order?
No, because that probably won't be the order, but those 5 drivers.
No, I think I'll go something similar. I think I'm going to go Tompa, High Rise, Wangdon, Cloud, and I'm going to go Ellis.
Alright, I'm gonna go High Rise, Tompa, Cloud, JLI, and Wangdon. Top 5 is always difficult to predict, have to wait until a couple of laps have gone, but
What the hell is going on here?
critical
There's
divide is...
divides. It's not his car, it's the AI, to be fair. And it seems to have just ripping off, leaving everyone in the dust. Let's hope that
The AI
High Rise doesn't
formation
overtake
laps are
him.
turtle
Just, he
pace.
can get away with it, he's only one driver, but...
Critical divide.
Yep.
will be able to take over his car by the 5 red lights, so no issues there.
So just to give everyone the you don't overtake him, don't ever. Yeah, this is gonna ruin the formation lap if everyone starts overtaking Divide, because it's only gonna slow down the rest of the whole pack. Just to give everyone an update on tyres, everyone is starting on softs, apart from OAP Foxy, who is starting on mediums. Sorry for interrupting you there, Chris.
No, that's okay. I was just trying to work out if Divide had actually taken control back of his car, but he's probably not going to get control till the formation lap has formed.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's actually a huge gap between JLI and FTR Ellis. And it's not that he's made a mistake, he's just driving rather slowly. And I don't know if it is JLI, but I don't think this is the first time he's done this, is it? He might have done it before.
I think it's always been JLI involved, whether it's the back of one or the front of another. But considering some of the formation laps that we have saw, it's not been too bad. Interesting to see how Foxy will do in the race. Obviously the standalone medium runner, the softer hards, I reckon is going to be the strategy for some of these, unless there's a safety car, which I don't entirely doubt, but we will see.
Yeah, the two debutants as well, Magusi and King Wolves.
Yeah. All next to each other, interestingly. I am going to get on the broadcast cam and see if the front wing can't get out of control.
If you can do the lights as normal, Callum.
Alright.
Divide is in, by the way. I
1,
think.
2, 3, 4.
Oh.
Oh, mate, what?
Critical Divide's car's jump started and he's left the session.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go for the Australian Grand Prix.
It's a really good start from Thomp. He's got no car ahead of him, so he's had a great launch. So down the inside of Tosti, and there seems to be little contact, and I don't think
the
we've got a
Renault,
single spinner.
Mr. Magusi. That is what you
I
don't
don't
want
think we had
to
a single
see.
spinner. Well,
Other than
minus
Mr.
something.
Magusi.
Yeah.
One
No
spinner.
front wing.
Span.
The front wing
Wangdon
counts
and
us.
Tosti contact in the first corner, but they got away with it.
Well,
Ellis.
Tosti all over the back of
all
high
lined
rise.
Oh, that was close.
This was got ahead of Hires as well, I didn't catch that. So Tompa from P4 to P2, which is technically the net race lead if Divide can't get back in that car.
Oh, that's
And if he
Foxy
can.
on Rowan.
There's a drive-through to be served. Ellis
It-
on
it-
London
it-
again, not leaving him alone.
He didn't get a drive,
Foxy.
Callum, because it's the AI
Using all of his
glitch.
overtake.
Oh, high rise, no!
Hires is round. Already, lap
That's
1.
8 front wings for the weekend.
As he's
Just
trying to spin the
catching
car
the
around,
outside
but cannot
curve.
get it. Vortex has spun as well. There's
Critical
Critical
Divider's
Divide.
back.
Fortunately for him, his
Oh.
car's got a huge lead, so although there's nothing we can do about it and there's nothing he's done wrong, he's technically going to come back into the lead here.
If he can take control. If not, then I imagine we'll have a restart. But I think he should be alright. Gap is full.
Yeah, we need to make a decision quick because he's got quite a sizable lead. Well, it's 6 seconds.
It was
Yeah,
10.
he still doesn't control the cars. I think he would have done by now if he was able to.
Oh wait, no he has.
Delta now.
Oh, he's in. He's taking control. What is the gap?
Well,
he's got?
well. It's around 5-6 seconds.
My interval's gone for me for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got no interval.
That's,
either.
It's high
it's
rise
just
and
the high rise on the
Pond bit in
icon.
the pit.
Giving it the old eyeball. Looks around 6.
Well, I think what we can do for the is to compensate the other driver, give him through no fault of his own, maybe a 5-second post-race penalty to counter the advantage that he's been given.
Yeah. I think that's probably the best thing to
I think
do.
that's the fairest thing to do for all the drivers, especially those
Yeah,
at the
we'll
front.
go. Yeah, we'll go with that.
This device is all over the track.
Obviously.
So I don't think lost long anyway, no offense to him. As Tompa's got Totti right behind him now. There's Langdon sort of pulled away from Ellis. He's got JLI, Cloud and Mox behind him. A little bit of get back to King Wars, and then you got another train of OP, Foxy, Rowan and Time.
Yeah, it went down to about 4 seconds to gap for the lead.
I think, yeah, we can go with 5. Oh, no, Tosti's off. Tosti, I mean, he could have rejoined and took the track, but...
Oh, he's at the wall.
And his overheated tyres.
Yeah, he's lost his front wing.
9 front
on
wings.
the right side. And we're up to 9. I wonder if Langdon's going to get aggressive here and try and make a move. He is down the inside. Tosti sees him there. He leaves the space, he's run wide. Oh, he's been hit!
Oh no, he's round!
His front tyre hit Langdon's rear. Nothing either driver could do there. Just a racing incident. He peels back onto the track. He's come out in 12th, they're probably now 13th when Mr.
Oh,
Magoo's
Magoo's
just drives through him. But that was a close one. As Tom gets past Vortake, as Vortake spins, and Vortake has hit the wall, and he's done about a 720 spin. So that's 10
Do I
front
hit
wings.
10?
That's 10 front wings. There's higher up, is coming up right behind him, so let's hope he doesn't run into the back of a slow-moving Haas. Coming through the second sector now. I'll keep an eye on this for you. Vortake's might just pull out of the way here.
Meanwhile, in the Alice
Get straight on.
scenario.
Tompa's actually pulled a 3.5 second gap on Wangdon after Tosti's mistake here as Totti finally claws it back into the pit. So it'll be interesting to see what tyre he goes on to. Another set of softs. I imagine that'd be soft need with the strat for him.
It's a nice little battle from P3 down to P7.
Yeah,
Cars
you're
were
right.
within a couple of seconds of each other.
There's
Little
one
mistake here and there.
Damaged.
Can't see.
Behind him. And then you got JLI, HWA,
I imagine
Moggs and King Walls all split within just about a second of each other.
that would be a DRS train and Wangdon will be a sitting duck as Vortex is retired in the pits, as you should.
And is retired in the pits. Fair play to him.
Unfortunate for the last driver.
There's
Optimus time.
3 second time penalty.
Just beat me to that.
Can Ellis cling on to Wangdon's DRS? I don't know, actually the detection was...
Nah, he didn't get it.
Oh, we can't.
Who else
The
got it then?
DRS
JLI.
is...
JLI and Moggs got it, because
No.
Cloud
Oh,
was falling out. JLI was DRS.
DRS. Most conservative on the overtake mode now.
Yeah, a lot of drivers still pushing. Tom has managed to get that gap to divide head down to within 2.8 seconds as Tosti gets his first penalty of the race. He'll be quite frustrated after that start, so I think he'll be even more frustrated now getting another penalty.
Foxy's finally got past Rowan as well. Foxy's used nearly all of his ERS to do so.
And Rome was swooped down inside. No, he won't actually.
They both get on the grass on the left. He compromised their exit a bit as Foxy gets a much better exit somehow on those harder tyres. I think this is the sort of point where the softs start there. We'll see through the last sector how much of a difference it actually makes as Divide gets a 3 second time penalty. Divide's close enough to Ellis on this lap to make a move.
Tosti went on to softs again.
Yeah.
Oops. Tom, FTR Tom.
Is he out or is he round? He's
No,
round.
he's gone into the escape road backwards. I was just flicking through the cars and then he was in an odd place. How did he get there?
I think he must have come out of the corner and spun the car like with the rear went round to the left.
Tomper inherits the race lead now. As Divide picks up a penalty. Whether he's had that for a while, I'm not sure. But anyway, Thompson.
That he got on the last lap.
Okay.
Tosti with the fastest lap.
Oh, Alice nearly loses the car there. JLI's going to be getting right onto the back of him now. Intersector
JLI really
3.
low on ERS there. So AP Foxy gets a penalty.
Good lines from JLI taking the curb that he needs to. Alice
is
is
for
in.
pits.
Very early pit something. Unless he's going on to
Well,
halves.
remember he was on 7 lap old stars, remember?
Well,
At the end
point.
of quali. So there's around 12, 13 laps. Onto the mediums, it's a confirmed 2-stop unless if you drive 22 laps on the mediums, then I'll give you a chocolate bar. That's the offer.
One thing I'd like to point out, just want to say a quick well done to him as well actually, right now, is I'm on H2O Cloud, and as you can see, he's got 90+% ERS left. And this is something I've been trying to work with him this week on not using as much, and what this has meant is he's now 1.3 seconds behind JLI, but JLI's got 10% ERS. So that's going to be a huge advantage for H2O Cloud now if he can catch up that extra 3/10. So if anyone wants to make that move, JLI's got nothing to defend with.
Yeah, the Bonotto boot camp, definitely looking one of the better ones.
Yeah, carrying that race lead,
Hit me.
P4 and P5.
Just using it on the exit of the turns, and that's all you really need it for, because 5 miles an hour for like 30% ERS is not what I'd call worth it.
Oh, I agree. It's caught about a 10
Mark.
on this lap to JLI, but I think he might be playing the long game, as he's just reached 100% ERS. What if I use a bit here?
As well. He was on hards, 21 laps on hards.
Definitely possible. We'll see what he can do. We'll see where he comes out and comparison to Ellis, and see if Ellis has got much of an undercut.
Moggs with DRS on H2 Cloud, the gap's less than 3/10. Thinks better of it.
As Tom has come out of the pits in 10th place. A bit of free air in front of him to catch up to Mr. Magusi, the debutant, and the Renault. They seem to be locking up into every corner, a bit like Optimus Time. As unfortunately,
Clown
H2O
picks
Cloud
up
gets
his
3-second time
penalty.
penalty.
Oh, Foxy! That's a lot of grass. How are you again?
Side by side with Rowan. Rowan
I
gets that
thought these
position
two
back.
would have a good fight. I think the mediums would be the favourable tyre at this point.
Yeah, it's quite funny that these two are having a fight because did you guys remember what happened to the two last week?
Oh no, H2 Cloud! Ooh. Close. No, what did happen?
This
Sorry.
time last week, OAP Foxy drove Rowan to the wall, which caused Rowan to DNF. So let's say the same thing isn't replicated this week.
Clouds made a
I
mistake.
mean, Fox nearly got into the wall, but this could be a full-way fight. And obviously, the pace of Tompa. Can he cut through these like hot knife through butter, or will they hold him up? Obviously, them hard tyres will make his job even more difficult.
Mr. Magusi.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, Moggs goes around the outside of Cloud through turn 1 and 2. Cloud down the inside into turn 3 though. Bit of a tap there for Moggs, who runs wide. But
I'd
fair
call
game.
that more than a tap. But
that's all fair game.
or at least
Take-
from the
take
broadcast
For
cam.
the Alfa Romeo driver.
now that is an alpha
Yellow flag.
and
Critical
part of
divide.
the Bonotto boot camp.
Critical divide has spun. And I think he may have
And
lost
then-
it on his front wing. He has.
11!
Tossed
Tosti
it
goes
down the inside of the divide.
Let's see what Thomas back up to. Thomas back up to P6 now, 5 turns behind OAP Foxy. Could probably make light work of these two ahead who have been battling since lap 1. This time makes 3 penalties 6.
three-way fight for P4 now, as Mr. Magusi drops back a little bit. Foxy got turn 11, so he'll be one more warning close to a penalty to add to his current total.
Of 6.
Oh,
He's really
nearly
deep.
taps Rowan now.
Yeah, this is Batompa right up behind him. He's going to get a better exit here. ERS on early, DRS activated. Is he going to make a move? Oh, really close to Foxy there.
To that rear right wheel.
This is Hamilton Alonso 2017 Indianapolis vibes, that is. Makes a move on the inside though. Foxy's still on the outside. He's going to get the DRS still. Because it's a double DRS from the detections in the last second. He's made the move stick.
A little
now
bit
got Rowan ahead
up
of him
the
now
road.
to get past. Ooh, it was Optimus Time speeds into the pit lane.
Moggs and Cloud again.
And Moggs gets a penalty. Oh, Moggs thought about going down the inside there. Cloud covered it off there. Oh, Cloud's got a bit of grass. And Moggs got a much better exit there. And I think with the ERS he's using, Moggs is going to keep that. Going for the fast chicane here.
Will Cloud bite back, better run
gets
through
an
chicane.
amazing exit. ERS. Is he going to be inside, outside, or is he going to stay behind? Chooses to stay behind. I wonder if one of them is
Smart
going to the pits and
decision.
slap and try and get an undercut.
This DRS zone here is... I reckon if Moggs comes in, Cloud will follow.
Yeah, looking at the...
Oh no!
Oh no! It's Cloud spins. I'll come into the pits now, Oh, please don't. Oh no. I'll come into the pits there. It's a real shame for Cloud there.
Ruben's the
He's
rhythm
now
for
lost.
him.
He's now lost by 4 seconds to Moggs ahead.
Rowan gets 5 second delay for corner cutting for
way he went
into the pits.
Shame.
We got AVFC 74 who thinks Tompa for the win. It's
Yep.
a good shout.
Get on board with that. The next
Oh wait,
leader
Rowan's teammate Optimus time. Do I hear 12 front wings? No, I don't. That was very
no, you
lucky.
don't, no.
Yeah, it's made a mistake. Fast left right chicane.
King Wolves then, his debut, the number 13 Ferrari driver.
Right behind H2 Cloud. We've got a little bit of training here with OP, Foxy, FTR, LS, Wangon and JLI. FTR, that's having a really strong performance on those mediums.
Or King Wolves on that
King Wolves
cover.
Get to the end.
Yeah, it was sensible not to make the move because Cloud moved very late, just before the braking zone.
As Foxy makes 6 penalties, 9.
Could one of these front three be trying to go soft to mediums? Because if they've stretched out 11 laps on softs plus the qualifying,
Cloud's in.
they might be able to get away with it, but...
Yep, if you put on lap 11 and go to mediums, it's definitely a doable strategy.
Ellis had a really good run for the last corner, but Foxy was so slow, parked on the apex. It's made this overtake a lot more difficult than it should have been. It gets past.
It's a really good move there from FTR LS. Wangdon's right on the back of OP Foxy now. I think one of the drivers ahead has made a mistake. It might have been Critical Divide. Yeah, I think Critical Divide's gone for a bit of spin.
No, they've all kept it clear. I don't know whether it was the yellow bar. I was on board with them.
Tompa's got past King Wars there. Now even up into P2. This will be the next guy to make moves on the Ferrari. The one all over the back of Foxy.
Wangton right on the back of Foxy, yeah.
Looks to the
Has-
inside, chooses not to. Oh,
Just
fuck,
accept the one.
High
High-rise
rises
hit
out
the wall.
VSC.
He's hit the wall on the right. He's lost it under
Yeah.
traction and he's slammed right into the wall. So that's a virtual
Such a
safety
shame.
car.
12! Obviously that's I mean, he did break the string of lucky races last time out at Mexico, but it's just... that really sums up his season. Really unfortunate for the Red Bull driver. Obviously, looking to be in the fight in both championships, constructors and drivers, and obviously wanting a championship fight. Come on, he had.
Moggs making his stop under the VSC.
Yeah, Mogs and King Wolves, it's a really long VSC. They're going to get the entire pit stop done nearly. Well, they got that relative to Destroy Cloud.
Foxy as well, choosing to make a
Is the
stop.
answer.
This Optimus time has cut corner under VSC. As we group it. Oh, Mr. Magusi on his debut gets a drive-through. Speeding under the virtual safety car. As Tompa now takes the lead of the race.
Alice in P2 as well on them mediums. Obviously, he'll have good shot for a podium, maybe.
Toss is back into 5th now. Obviously, he's got to pit again after doing soft. I wonder if those behind who are on either mediums or mediums, just mediums, the looks of it. But yeah, see what you can do at the end of those. This JLI here is within a second of Langdon, but Langdon got 80% on the ERS, so I don't think he'd be worrying too much right now.
Destroy Cloud right on the back of King Wolves coming through sector 3. Still got 100% ERS on the braking into turn 15. Potent. Better exit from the Alpha Romeo drive.
Destroy Cloud gets a 3-second time penalty there, as Tost comes into pits for medium tyres.
Yeah, Ellis surely has to pit again. On the comments in the chat.
I think it's hoping for a safety car, but doesn't look like it at the minute. Most of the drives are just spread out in like 2 or 3-way fights.
Yellow flag.
Sex words for you. Yellow.
Time. Optimus a little bit of a spin in the last corner. Alice is slowly nibbling at the gap that Tompa's got right now. Around about half 10th of lap.
This
He gets
JLI.
past Mr. Magusi. Mr. Magusi gets another 3-second time penalty.
He's also still got a drive-through to save, hasn't he?
Oh, it's Cloud's made the same mistake again. He exited the penultimate corner, he's been on the curb a bit too much and thus spat him out wide. He's now lost about half a second extra to King Wolves ahead.
Just to point out this battle for the bottom step on the podium. Very close between the two. It will be P2 provisionally after Ellis makes his stop on
As Mr. Magusi finally comes in for his drive-through.
Got a flag in the first sector. It's critical divide's made a mistake. It's got wing damage. Gets back past FTR Tom. His teammate. Half second back from King Wolves in the Ferrari.
Ellis has now got the gap to under 3 seconds.
Cloud's still got his 90% ERS as well. So listening to his mentor's advice, it's good to see.
Yeah, really happy with the progress that some of the drivers are making this season, if you think back to the first race. But even before that, the pre-season race, I think everyone was running less than 20% ERS all race.
Pretty much. I mean, France isn't the most lenient track for ERS, but obviously still not good to see. I mean, you want them above 80 for most of it, realistically, and then just drain it before your pit stops and before the end of the race, realistically. Cloud nearly runs into the back of King Wolves under the braking there.
Yeah, it was a bit deep on the brakes.
Yeah.
Perhaps wasn't expecting King Wolves to brake as hard as he did.
Just pointing out the top 4 are still penalty free. Which is...
that's impressive.
This is a safety car,
R.I.P. Foxy.
And
he
it's
crashed.
13 front
Fast
wings
left,
in the
right.
normal spot.
Yeah, that's I think Rowan. Look at the next pass, so we'll have a...
I've already had a glimpse. Bit of strafing
that
on
is
track.
That is a massive whack. I think that took 3 tyres off. But this is really going to help FTR Ellis. This is going to mean he can come in if he wants and put on a new set of mediums.
All softs.
Maybe softs. You can probably get away with softs from here as well. But I think if he does that, I think everyone else will do it. Because if you look at the gaps behind, JLI's got about a 10-second gap behind him.
Another one is H-Stroke Clan. Obviously, he got.
Yeah, he's been in. Him and the Wolves have been in.
Yeah, he got
Tossed
stuffed over a little bit by the VSC, but.
Yeah. Tosti getting out the field now, fortunately for him. But we've got the top 5 with about 10-second plus gap back to... That's a 20-second gap, sorry, from Moggs to Tosti. So I think the whole top 5 should come into the pits this lap to change their tyres, but we'll obviously see in the next 30 seconds. Tompa's the first to come. Yep, he's going in. What about you, Alice? What are you going to do? You're in. Langdon, what are you going to do? You're in. JLI, what about you? Oh,
Staying out.
JLI, she should stay out.
The odd one out in the bunch. I mean, whether it's just to avoid double stacking, but.
Yeah, I think Moggs will be in as well. Yeah, we'll see what everyone else has gone to.
Moggs
Langdon's gone on to
to go in on
mediums.
4 lap on
Ellis
mediums.
Ellis has gone on to softs.
I
That is
knew
really
it.
interesting now.
I mean, you can get away with 11 laps on fresh softs anyway, I think. Plus, obviously, these couple of laps on the safety car as from the leader. Let me just check that now.
JLI can lead it.
No, it's 1.5 minutes behind Optimus timers.
I think someone's
Rowan
crashed.
into the pits.
I think Rowan crashed in the pit lane. Because Cloud was behind him coming into the... Was Cloud in the pits again? He made a pit stop on the last lap.
Indeed, he did.
Oh, he's coming to put the softs on. I think the game must have... it might be the same thing happened last week in Mexico. He's gone to change his tyres, but for some reason, it's changed it back to mediums.
Well then, can JLI win this race? Optimus Time is unlapping himself. Can he get away with doing that? No, he can't. Yes, he can. I don't know. What's happening?
I managed it in a race the other day. It allowed me to do it.
It's ghosting him as if he's getting lapped. There you go. Alright, well, let's see at least another lap or 2 under safety car now, I reckon.
Yeah, normally if
At
it's
least
one...
allowed him to do it though.
he gets a penalty straight away. But I think, normally if it's one car, I don't think it waits sometimes. So I think if everyone else gets it might just go. Because otherwise this will be probably 2 or 3 laps extra.
Well, they've all just concertinaed up there in the last few turns. Hopefully no one's got any ring damage.
And out, won't we? Because we'll
As
get a
soon as Cloud is
notification to get
smoke.
penalty too. Yeah, probably show a few lockups. So just give everyone a rundown of who's on what tyres now. You've got JLI decided to stay out before the safety car. He's still on hards. And then you've got Tomba, Wangdon, Tosti, Moggs, Wolves, FTR Tom, Mr. Mayusi, and Critical Divide on mediums. And then everyone else being FTR Ellis, H2O Cloud, Rowan, and Optimus Time on brand new softs.
I think JLI is going to fall through the grid like a brick. I'm not sure that's just me, but obviously the soft runners, obviously that is an extreme pace advantage. I mean, he is a quick driver, but it's just 10 lap old hards to 1 lap old softs. There's no comparison, really.
No, I agree with you. I think it's same with the mediums as well. Brand new mediums versus, I don't say old, but older. I think there's no competition. Be a matter of when, not how. No, sorry, how, not when.
Critical Divide has returned. I think his internet is not doing him very well. Something 40 in the Alpha Romeo cars.
No, I'm going to guess that he's got Sky Wi-Fi.
Hopefully he'll be able to complete the last 10 laps without any issues.
So as things stand, obviously nothing exciting going on in the safety car, so I will go back to my
Divide's
championship.
taking back control of his car.
Good to see. So Tompa will launch his way up the grid to around P4 in the championship from 8th. Obviously in his third race in the league after only coming in at round 5, which he won. Well, the constructors as well, obviously Mercedes bringing home maximum points as it stands. That will get them in front of Red Bull at least with their DNF. Alfa Romeo will be a close one.
Yeah, I think the safety car will probably be in this lap.
Yeah.
Divide's now caught up to the back of the pack. Optimus Time with another 3-second penalty is into the pits for a front wing change. Medium tyres go on. Will he be able to get round and get onto the back of the pack by the end of the lap?
No, I don't think so. Especially
I'm
by
going
the
to say
end.
he makes it to sector 3.
Obviously by the end of sector 2, which you can't see at the minute, but it's just underneath that DRS detection zone. That's when the safety car will say whether it's going in or not, which it is.
No. Yeah, safety car in this lap.
So, JLI on them cold, hard tyres, I imagine very difficult to warm them up.
I'll have a spot on the steering wheel. The steering wheel says 70 degrees for all. Not 70 exactly, but they're all in the 70s for all 4. Oh no!
77, H3 Cloud.
It's H2O Cloud. Gets a 5-second penalty for colliding with Rowan, and Rowan, the car behind, so I wonder if he'll want that to get.
And this week he is, if as long as he doesn't need to pit again, he'll be in a position where he can have that 5 seconds removed, provided that that incident wasn't his fault. Just wanted to get that out there on stream.
Yeah.
Right, safety car is in, one is
Oh,
JLI.
oh no.
Go.
Optimus Time has crashed behind the safety car.
Safety car 2.0.
I wonder if this is going to bring out the safety car again. No, it's not.
I've all went.
Fortunately for the drivers.
A stray yellow flag in a car bang in the middle of the track.
King Wolf's down the inside of
King
Moggs.
Wolf's.
Cloud going around the outside. Rowan down the inside of Cloud.
Can you make
Rowan,
double overtake on Moggs?
Rowan looking to go the outside of Moggs.
Round the
Oh,
outside,
Cloud.
2 wheels on the grass.
Hey, Cloud gets past
Cloud.
both of them.
Oh no,
Yeah,
Rowan's
great
round.
move. Cloud
Cloud's
again.
teammate is tapped
As Cloud gets
around.
past King Wolves as well.
Cloud is on
P6.
one, and who was that? Quick divider smashed into the wall. Do I hear 13 front wings? I do.
You do. Is ahead. Tomfus still hasn't got past JLI,
Ellis.
but he's got FTR Ellis right down his inside. Ellis on those softs, really making the advantage work here.
Obviously-
A bit of argy-bargy there on the run to the chicane. Ellis lifts off to get on for the... Oh, God, no, Ellis
He's
is
picked up a
penalty there.
penalty. Only
He
3
slowed down
drivers
there
left
to
with no penalties.
Yeah, he slowed down to select Tompa past, but I think that put him off course a bit, and that's what's caused him to cut the corner a bit. But he's going to get
The
right
Mercedes
to the
is
back
the
behind
team orders
Tompa as JLI
I-
is making mistakes and going slow for the third sector. I wonder if there's going to be some sort of orchestrated move here. You'd like to think there would be.
I
Otherwise,
reckon
JLI is just going
Tompa
to be
is
shoving
going to
Tompa
sit
down the order with
behind
him.
until the last lap.
Oh, there's been
Oh,
a
no.
crash. Divide and Rowan. I don't know if that's
Divide and
linked or
Rowan.
not. But that's 2 cars with a massive crash, and Divide's car doesn't seem to be moving.
Oh no, it's nearly free. It's 3 wide.
14
As Ellis
points.
gets through. Oh, and he's let them pass. I think he
Divides the
thought that
time.
was a bit of an unfair move, and he's let them both back pass. Oh, and he's going back down the inside. He's driven into the
Oh
side of
no,
Tompa.
Ellis!
And he's broken
they've all
his
got
front
damage.
wing and JLI's front wing. Oh, there's
Wait.
been more chaos. There's
Oh,
Reese drove
no.
down, has now
Oh,
got
wait,
past
I'm losing
JLI
track of front
and
wing, so-
Langdon.
Rowan's
Yeah,
got
like-
And
one.
Tosti's round!
It.
He's
Oh,
gone car.
no.
He's been hit.
Oh,
And there's another virtual safety car. What the hell?
How is that a
So-
virtual? There's a stray car on the race. Oh no, the front wing counter. 1
What?
second, lads.
Yeah,
Alright.
what absolute... I think Cloud's lost his front wing. Yeah, Cloud's got no front wing. Ellis has broken his front wing.
16,
JLI's broken his front
17,
wing.
18.
Tompa's still got a front wing. What a few corners. Absolute chaos.
We're on 18. We are on 18. Or is that a little chip out of them, Mr. Magoosie? It's 18. Get
That was a pretty mad section of corners because Rowan and Divide were having their own little battle after Divide had hit the wall and had wing damage. Rowan himself had been pushed out in that battle with
They're all...
Cloud.
Sorry to cut in there, Chris, but they're all Constantine up behind Cloud, who drove really slowly, and it's put King Rules right behind JLI here. I think he's going to get past, but you've got
Will there be yet more
Wangdon and
contact?
Moggs right behind.
Right
King
on the wheel
Rules
again.
Side by side, he lets him pass though. JLI stays ahead. They're not going to get DRS just yet, but they're going to get ERS. As he looks to the inside, you've got
King
Moggs
Rules.
wing behind.
Great exit, Moggs. Can he get involved in this? Can he someone
JLI
around the
brakes
outside?
later. He's just clipping that rear wheel.
Great defending by JLI there. Running wide a little bit. He really is a sitting duck. You'd think he was on wet tyres.
You
But-
always King Rules moves to the inside. Oh,
Oh,
there's
it's
contact again.
contact again. Oh,
Oh,
Moggs.
it's Wangdon
Wangdon.
past too.
Moggs
Wangdon's-
really unlucky there.
Yeah, I think Wangdon and Wolves here are the only 2 drivers without front wing damage, so these 2 are going to have a huge advantage over the cars around
Oh wait,
them,
is Moggs
especially
got damage? 'Cause he
JLI.
said that's 19. No, he hasn't. I don't think
no,
so.
he hasn't, my bad.
Right.
King Wolves closing back on JLI here.
Obviously, you got to take
Not
into
much.
account penalties at this point in the race.
He's going to get a much better exit. Actually, he didn't. But he's getting DRS.
He
and through
corner
this
cut
last
for it
sector.
though, so...
Yeah, through
That's
this last
why
sector, he's
you're-
going to gain time back as JLI's broken front wing and the hard
Oh,
tyre.
no!
Magoosie.
Mr. Magoosie! I mean... Not really a fair move, but
Oh,
you've got him
Wolves
for,
gets
for now.
really squirrel on the exit of the penultimate corner. Coming out the last corner now, JLI getting a really poor exit with that broken front wing. I wonder if King Wolves is going to stay behind here, not have a look at turn 1. He does have a little bit of a look. It really compromises his line, but JLI's got an awful exit. I wonder if the DRS here, is he going to be able to make a move? JLI not using
Sorry,
overtake to defend.
Round the outside!
Oh,
Oh,
no, there's
Wangdon
something
goes both and he's
19.
shoving him wide.
Oh no!
Wangdon,
Oh
what are you
no!
doing?
Oh, no!
I'm going to record
Oh,
that.
Walls has lost it as well.
I'm going to record that because Wangdon's actually pushed JLI around because he was full throttle the whole time there. So I'm recording that for the benefit of JLI. But absolute chaos in the last few laps here as we've currently got 6 DNFs. With 5 laps to go, I wonder if that's going to
If you finish, you've got points. That's what it's looking like at the minute. Up to 19 front wings, by the way, possibly 20. I'll do the check now.
Marks onto the podium, Magoosie into P4.
Yeah, and actually,
Got Tom.
and not even so, Chris, with penalties, Mr. Magoosie is looking to get a podium on his debut. What a race it's been for Mr. Magoosie.
Oh, it has been 20. 20 front wings. But Rowan's damage is again that minutes at 21.
Yeah, Rowan's got damage on the right side, I think.
Yep. Well then, Tomper in the lead, as most of chat and you guys predicted. Great drive from him so far. Can he complete it? 2 out of 3 wins. Very Chappers-like. Whether he'll follow him up to tier 2, not sure, but that's for other people than me to decide, so...
Cloud with the fastest lap on the medium tyre.
As Rowan picks up a penalty.
FTR Tom is closing into the back of Mr. Magusi here. As Tomper pulls even further away from Ellis. That's second on this lap. Mr. Magusi made a bit of a lock up there into turn, I guess 14. I think FTR Tom's going to be within DRS now, which is only going to help him close up to Moggs, his teammate. Williams and Renault here having, I think it'll be the first time this season they have a good result in any tier race.
I will check that.
Kingwall's really struggling now, I think, with wing damage.
Renault in tier 3 having a grand total of 18 points so far.
Oh, Wangdon picks up his first penalty.
Yep, just 2 drivers now, both the Mercedes drivers with no penalties.
And
check the thing. Tomper's on
so
2
18
warnings.
points for Renault, 21 points for Williams in tier 3.
Tomper and JLI only have 1 warning left until they get a penalty 2. 3 laps left to go, and one if they can keep it through.
For Tomper for driver of the day as well.
Yep, really good race from him so far.
I'm gonna go to my trusty position change. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think FTR Tom needs a shout up there in P5.
Yep, he got
had
really
a torrid season.
Really unlucky qualifying as well, didn't he? With the tap from Ellis within the first few minutes and then crashing out halfway through, making up 10 positions currently.
Or Mr. Magusi on his debut, that's another one to throw in. Or Ellis. A lot of people in contention still.
Yep, definitely a few drivers picking up on the mistakes of the others. You think High Rise and Cooper Divide and Tosti, those all out there. I think those 3 start in the top 5, so that's really helping everyone else get a good finish here.
FTR Tom now around the outside of Mr. Magusi. Mr. Magusi.
Late on the brakes. I don't think he knows Tom's there.
Oh,
That was
that's
really close.
tight squeeze. Can Tom get down the inside later on the brakes? Obviously, Mr. Magusi has to keep in mind them lockups, and I imagine his front tyres will be screaming at him.
Yep, and FTR Tom's going on, if he can pull 3 seconds now.
I think if Mr. Magusi stays in DRS, then it is curtains.
As JLI gets his first penalty. That's just 1 driver left now, penalty 3.
Tomper, I imagine, will carry on penalty free as he's 10 seconds clear with those penalties. Let's just have a look. 13 seconds clear.
Kingwall's on JLI.
Yeah, JLI backs out of that one.
Got LMB in the chat agreeing as well. FTR Tom for driver of the day.
Yeah, I don't think he's been that far up there this season. Let's just look at the driver standings. Yeah, he has scored 2 points all season, and now that he's nearly on the podium.
Super unlucky.
They had 3 DNFs in a row, then a P12, then a P9, then a DNF last time out in Mexico. And now I'm just running P4. Well, P5 provision. Can he pull with 2 laps to go?
Cloud and Rowan both with 14 seconds worth of penalties. They're both going to want to hold on to these positions on the last lap. Cloud's catching him.
There's still a lap and a half for them, remember? There's
Yeah.
Tom barely breaking out of Mr. Magusi's DRS there. As Cloud does get past. Was that trickery from Rowan trying to get DRS? No, Cloud gets past in turn 15. Here comes Tomper then rounding the final 2 turns. Here he comes to complete very good race. That's all I can really say from him. Any other praises that you two have got?
It's a great win for Tomper, that. Kept it clean, the only driver not to have penalties as well. Pulled out a 15-second gap over Ellis, who's going to come home in P2.
Really happy with that by the aggressive weaving of his car. Muggs, then Tom. Mr. Magusi's going to get him. Just under a second. Wangdon in the Red Bull. Disappointing day in the office for the Red Bull drivers. King Wolf's happy on his debut for P7. JLI. And P8, H-Stroke Cloud, really disappointed with that, I can imagine. Rowan, just happy to finish.
Yeah, a few drivers really unlucky there in that race. Some getting caught up in the carnage.
Right then, the podium. Alright, I've gave them all invites.
Thank you very much.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Waiting on Ellis, or has he got a mic?
Please include your audio, guys.
Yeah.
He's left the party. I don't think Ellis is joining the party, so this is the podium. We've got P1 and P3 here. Tomper and Muggs. Start with Tomper, race winner. Only driver not to have any penalties in that race. How do you feel? Looks like you struggled a little bit in qualifying to eventually get that lap together, but looks like it's all paid off in the end.
Well, to be honest, I'm not actually too happy about the race. My teammate GLI, he had his race screwed over a couple of times. I had a Ferrari crashing into him, and then I also had Ellis, who It went for an insane dive bomb. What was just wasn't there at all, and he gave my teammate wing damage, and then he almost crashed me assist. But apart from that, I'm pretty happy with that win.
Yeah, we did see a lot of carnage, especially towards the second half of the race. It caused a lot of issues for drivers, including your teammate. He was sideways at one point with a Red Bull halfway inside him. So, Callum, any questions?
No,
Alex?
I think you've asked all I need to hear.
Yep, same out.
Okay, we'll move on to Boggs. P3. Podium for you. How do you feel about that, mate?
Yeah, just had a dreadful qualifying, so just happy to get some points really. But 2/3 now, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, second podium. Just noticed that on the standings. So, another good result.
Yeah.
Ellis hasn't got a mic, so he won't be joining. So, I haven't got no more questions, guys.
No, they're just a pretty self-explanatory race. I mean, did any of you get caught up in that mayhem through the end of Sector 1, start of Sector 2?
Luckily not.
I just narrowly missed the 3 coming together at the first hairpin. Those
Yeah,
3
it
came
was a
together.
pretty big shunt. I think Tosti got the brunt of it and was in the wall. We're not quite sure what happened, but we'll have a look back over it over the next day or two. But yeah, we'll end that here, and we'll be back shortly in about 25 minutes time for Tier 2. Hope you can join us again soon. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, man.